What's up, everyone? In today's video, I'll be going over the A10 Early. I'll be going over its stats, strengths and weaknesses, and at the end of the video, I will give you my opinion on whether or not this plane is worth your hard-earned money. Let's jump right into it. The A10 Early is a premium 9.7 for the American aviation tech tree, but you already knew that. I'll throw up its stats on the screen now. The A10 has one of the most powerful guns in aviation history, so let's start by talking about firepower. The A10 carries a little over 1,100 rounds of cannon ammo in War Thunder. It can also carry an assortment of different payloads such as guided bombs or guided missiles, which I made a tutorial video on. I'll link that in the top right now. The loadout options for the A10 make it one of the best close air support planes in the game. I will point out that the tech tree variant, the one that you can get for free, is much better than the premium one. I'll throw up a comparison on the screen so you can visualize. Let's start with the premium 9.7 on the left. For guided ordnances, you get TV guided screens, and for the 10.0 A10 Late, you get thermal, which means you can use guided ordnances in night battles and in bad weather. The A10 Early gets AGM-65Bs, and the A10 Late gets AGM-65Ds. The Early model only gets 2 AIM-9Ls, while the Late gets 4. The last thing is that the Early variant gets premium bonuses for grinding planes and farming silver lions, while the Late model does not. Let's jump over to mobility. The A10 Early is a very slow plane. Painstakingly slow, in fact. Playing this plane in air battles, you're almost always going to be a target by enemy fighter aircraft. They are much faster than you, and you need to be constantly monitoring your surroundings. However, the A10, even with a full loadout, still maintains an incredible roll rate and a quick turn time. Combine this with all aspect AIM-9Ls, and you should have a fighting chance if you are paying attention. Where this plane really shines, though, is in ground battles. You won't be able to fire any of your guided payload loadouts outside of SPAA range, but as long as you have air superiority and keep your airspeed above 500 kph, you should be able to avoid most missiles with chaff, flares, and evasive maneuvering. One of the biggest flaws about this plane in-game versus real life is how ridiculously weak it is. I absolutely cannot stand how easily this thing is shot down. 50 cals, 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, missiles. 90% of the time you take damage, you crash as a result of no hydraulics, or you just simply die upon taking damage. It drives me up a wall how weak this aircraft is, considering there are multiple real-life stories of the A10 being hit by Stinger missiles and anti-air, losing half a wing, part of the tail falling off, landing gear, and limping home on one engine. Now, I understand that those are extremes, and this is a video game, but I still think that Gaijin modeled it so poorly, and this plane deserves to have a lot higher survivability. The last thing I normally talk about is armor, but since this is a plane, we're going to skip that in today's video. So let's rate the A10 Early on a scale of 1 to 5. But first, if you're new here, my name is PsychoKilla, and I'm a content creator and streamer over on Twitch. The moment I make review videos of premium vehicles in War Thunder, I am not sponsored or partnered with Gaijin. Every vehicle I review, I buy out of pocket, so you get an honest and unbiased opinion. Please remember to subscribe so that I can help you too. Okay, let's start with firepower. This plane has the most powerful gun in aviation history, spitting out over 3,900 rounds a minute. It's got an amazing payload option, from guided missiles and bombs to more miniguns, effectively doubling its rate of fire. Genuinely, this is one of the best strike aircraft in the game. Did you really think I was going to give firepower anything less than a 5? Well, think again, because I'm giving it a 3. It's D tier. Moving on to mobility, the A10 has it covered for turn time, but as for speed, you're basically a sitting duck. The amount of energy I have to put into watching my 6, my 3, my 9, my up, my down, my inside out. Anyways, mobility is pretty good in this plane, but speed is lacking, so I give it a C.5 out of 5 tier. Survivability. Ooh, I think you already know what I'm going to say here. 2 out of 5. B-ad tier. Bad tier. Bad survivability. Overall, the A10 is a pretty decent plane, and it's really good at doing what it was built to do. I do recommend this plane for anyone looking for a good strike aircraft for the American tech tree. It's delicious. Okay, all jokes aside, I'd realistically give this plane a B tier rating, but if you subscribe, I'll put it in the S tier. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.